Almost 8 o'clock. Dear devotees, we are getting late because, at 6 o'clock, we are having, Bhagavad Gita class for newcomers. We have a free, 5-session Bhagavad Gita course. And today it ended, and tomorrow also we will have a quiz for this. And that is why we are getting delayed. So my apology to all of you, because our regular program is getting delayed because of this. But that is how it is. We have also preached to new people. So there are some 100 students have registered in this course, and they are all hearing these beautiful topics of Krishna consciousness from Bhagavad Gita. So please, maybe today, because it's already 8 o'clock, we'll just have Damodara Ashtakam. And Prabhu, today is Prabhupada Disappearance Day. We will talk something about Prabhupada anyway. Okay, good. Good. Okay, let us start. Namami Swaram Satchidananda Rupam Tat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam. Ansul. Swaram Satchidananda Rupam Tat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam. Sadadriya Lokaladavamanam Paranustam Madhyanta Todritya Gopya. Yudantam Mohor Netra Ismam Vrijantam Yugmena Satankanekam. Moho Sasakam Patri Rekanka Kanta Sita Kaivam Damodaram Bhakti Badam. Sita Lila Nanda Kunde Soho Samnimajantam Akhyapayantam. Tadiyase Tagensu Bhaktairjitaspam Puna Prematastam Satabhrati Bande. Please offer the candle. Param Deva Moksham Shavadimba Nachanyam Brune Aham Vareshadapiha. Idam Teva Purnata Gopalavalam Sada me manasya virastam kimanai. Dante Mokham Oja Atyanta Nilay Tam Kuntalai Snigdha Raktaisa Gocha Mohostum Betam Bimba Raktadaram Me Manasya Virastamalam Lakshalabai Namo Deva Damodara Ananta Vishnu Prasida Prabhu Dukha Jala Vimanam Namo Krupadraste Vrustyate Dinam Badano Rohane Samamagyam Edyaki Drustya Krupadraste Vrustyate Dinam Badano Rohane Samamagyam Edyaki Drustya Uberatma Jauvada Daivayadva Toyamachitau Bhakti Bhajau Krutaucha Tadha Prema Bhaktim Swakam Prayacha Namaksha Groho Mesti Damodareha Namaste Sudam Nespura Tiftidapte Todiya Daraya Viswasya Dhamne Todiya Priyayai Namo Ananta Lilaya Devaya Tubhyam Namavistaram Satchitananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Jasadabhiyalu Kalada Pamanam Paramristam Atyanta Todritya Gopya Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Okay. For the translation. Can you bring my mobile? To the Supreme Lord, whose form is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge, and bliss, whose dark scepter earrings are swinging to and fro, who's beautifully shining in the divine realm of Gokula, who, due to the offense of breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was churning into butter, and then stealing the butter that was kept hanging from the swing, is quickly running from the wooden grinding motor in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from behind by her, who ran after him with greater speed to that Supreme Lord Sri Damodar. I offer my humble obeisances.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji.
Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna. Seeing
Prabhu.
the whipping stick in his mother's hand, he's crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and the necklace of pearls around his neck, which is marked with three lines like a conch shell, is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. To the Supreme Lord Sri Damodar, whose belly is bound not with ropes but with his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisance.
Hare Krishna. By such childhood pastimes as this, he is drowning the inhabitants of Gokula in pools of ecstasy and is revealing to those devotees who are absorbed in the knowledge of his supreme majesty and opulence that he is only conquered by devotees whose pure love is imbued with intimacy and is free from all conceptions of awe and reverence. With great love, I again offer my obeisances to Lord Damodara hundreds and hundreds of times. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon, which may be obtained by executing the nine processes of bhakti. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Balagopala in Vrindavan, may ever be manifest in my heart. For what is the use to me of any other boon besides this? Hare Krishna.
Yes, please go ahead. Fifth verse. Fifth verse.
O Lord, your lotus face, which is encircled by locks of soft black hair tinged with red, is kissed again and again by Mother Yashoda, and your lips are reddish like the bimba fruit. May this beautiful vision of your lotus face be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Okay, Mataji, you do.
Hare Krishna. O Supreme Godhead, I offer my obeisances unto you. O Damodara, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord, be pleased upon me by showering your glance of mercy upon me. Deliver this poor ignorant fool who is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows and become visible to my eyes. Hare Krishna.
कहाँ चला गया? Hare Krishna. O Lord Damodar, just as the two sons of Kuvera, Manigriva and Nal Kuber were delivered from the curse of Narad and made into great devotees by you, in your form as a baby tied with rope to a wooden grinding mortar. In the same way, please give to me your own prema bhakti. I only long for this and have no desire for any kind of liberation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. O Lord Damodara, I first of all offer my obeisances to the brilliantly effulgent rope which binds your belly. I then offer my obeisances to your belly, which is the abode of the entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani, and I offer all obeisances to you, the Supreme Lord, who displays unlimited pastimes. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining this Damodarashtakam. So now we will talk about Srila Prabhupada. I will first go through a summary of Srila Prabhupada achievement that is given, sent by Abhishek Jaiswal today. He has forwarded. All of you know that Srila Prabhupada is the founder Acharya of International Society of Krishna Consciousness. And anybody who can tell in which year Srila Prabhupada appeared?
1896.
1896, you are right. Maybe I should have done a quiz today on Srila Prabhupada. That would have been a fitting thing. But anyway, so Prabhupada, he appeared in 1896 and he left his body in 1896 he appeared, 1977. He went back to the spiritual world, to the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. He is performing his divine lila continuously. He is being sent by Krishna from one place to another to deliver conditioned soul like us. So he is a representative of Krishna, empowered incarnation, Saktavesa avatar of Krishna. He is very strongly, particularly Lord Nityananda empowered Srila Prabhupada immensely to preach in places where otherwise one cannot preach. I don't know how many of you know that when Nityananda, Lord Nityananda joined Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inaugurated the Sankirtan movement when he was just 16-year-old. For 8 years, from 16 to 24, he inundated entire West Bengal. Not West Bengal, entire Bangladesh. When at that time, the Bengal was one, both Bangladesh and West Bengal together was Bangladesh. And he inundated the entire province in Krishna consciousness. And to please Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu would go to places where normally people would not dare to go. He would go to places like red light areas, to the places where people drink wine and indulge in very illicit activities. He would take Haridas Thakur along with him and would preach. And Srila Prabhupada did the same thing. He went to the den of hippies. Hippies were those who had rejected the society and they had created their own world. And Prabhupada went in the midst of them and started preaching Krishna consciousness until Krishna consciousness became a global movement and many respectable people finally joined our movement. So by that Lila, we can see how Srila Prabhupada was empowered, very strongly empowered by Nityananda Prabhu. And so you see here, chronology-wise, 1922, he met his spiritual master, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, one of his friends, because Prabhupada was, that time, his name was Abhay Charan Dev, and he was into non-violence movement of Mahatma Gandhi for freedom of India. And those days, he didn't like those who are in sadhu dress, but he never saw anything genuine about them. So he was, he had certain reservation about so-called sadhus, but his friend impressed upon him, this is a special sadhu and you would like. In that very first meeting, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, you are a young boy, you are a young boy. You can take this Krishna consciousness to West. More than that, before that, he said, this Krishna conscious movement far supersedes than the freedom struggle. Because the so-called idea of nation is simply a line in water. But Krishna consciousness is an eternal dharma. This must be distributed, whether we are under British rule or we are beyond British rule. And that logically, the way he explained it, Prabhupada could easily understand how Krishna consciousness is the panacea for all problems, human problems. And he took the instructions of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur very seriously and accepted him as a spiritual master, followed his writing, followed his teachings, associated with his disciples. And then in 1933, in Allahabad, 32, he received initiation. But he was a prolific writer. He would write very nicely in many journals that were published by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and his Gaudiya Math. So Gaudiya Math sannyasis, devotees, would give him the title Bhaktivedanta for his scholastic ability to explain Krishna consciousness in English. In 1944, Srila Prabhupada started Back to Godhead magazine on his own. He would write, then he will go to the printer, he will proofread, he will take prints, and then he will go from room to room, house to house, and distribute this in Delhi. So, and that way he would do up and down from Vrindavan to Delhi. In 1953, while in Vrindavan, he started League of Devotees in Jhansi. And 56, he moved to Vrindavan. 59, he received sannyas initiation. And the sannyas initiation he took because Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur would come to his dream. Thrice he came and told him, please accept sannyas. And in 1960, he published his past book, that is Easy Journey to Other Planets. In fact, one of the very interesting aspects of that book is that he dedicated that book to the scientist. And 1965 is a significant year in Prabhupada's life, because in that year, Prabhupada started in a steamer his voyages to America to take Krishna consciousness to the West under the instructions of his spiritual master. 1966, with the help of Mukunda Goswami Prabhu, that time Michael, he established the first, he incorporated ISKCON, he registered, he got ISKCON registered officially in New York. And 67, this is like 66, ISKCON was incorporated, and 67, he went to San Francisco when Mukunda Goswami, his friend Samsundar Das Adhikari, and Yamuna Mataji, all of them, Janaki and Malati, they all together, they started a center in San Francisco, invited Prabhupada, and they booked a ticket. And this is the first time Prabhupada flew in airplane. In 1968, his book, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, was published by Macmillan. In fact, he had written already a manuscript on Bhagavad Gita long back, before 1944, but that book was lost, manuscript was lost, but now he wrote it and it was published by Macmillan, a Japanese company publisher. And so this is the first mass-scale production of Prabhupada book. 1969, Prabhupada established first Radha-Krishna temple in Los Angeles. And 69 also he established Radha Londoneshwar temple in London with the help of his 3 Grihastha disciples. And another significant milestone happened in 1970. He established Bhaktivedanta Book Trust. 1971, he established first ISKCON temple in India at Kolkata. 72, conducted groundbreaking ceremony for magnificent temple in Mayapur. 74, published Chaitanya Charitamrita in 74 volumes. 17 volumes, and this was done in only 2 months. Rameshvar Prabhu was in charge, and Prabhupada told him that time. Anybody who knows what is the famous statement Prabhupada said? Yeah, impossible is the word in a fool's dictionary. And when Prabhupada told Rameshwar that my book must be published in 2 months, 17 volumes in 2 months. Okay. And so that is a famous lecture by Rameshvar Prabhu in Juhu temple, and he explained how he finally managed to publish 17 volumes of Chaitanya Charitamrita just in 2 months. That's an extraordinary event. 75, Vrindavan temple opened. 77, Prabhupada departed to the lotus feet of Krishna. And so if you see his accomplishment, between 68 and 77, he dictated a total of 22,000 pages of text. 22,000 pages. So if you take 400 pages to be one book, so how many books? 22,000. Almost 50. More than 50. 55 volumes of book. Each volume is 400 pages. That's amazing. Awesome. He translated and wrote purports to 18,000 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam only. Reading one verse with purport daily would take reader 49.31 years to complete. Okay? One verse with purport daily would take reader 49.31 years. He translated and wrote the purport to the 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita. He translated and wrote purports to the 17 volumes of Chaitanya Charitamrita, in total 2,170 pages, 11,555 verses. Reading one verse with purport daily would take reader 31.6 years to complete. Reading one page daily would take 5.9 years to complete. He also wrote teachings of Lord Chaitanya, Nectar of Devotion, teachings of Lord Kapiladeva, Sri Ishopanishad, and many other small books. He created Back to Godhead magazine, which was monthly distributed in 1 million copies, monthly distribution. And now this Back to Godhead is being distributed in many languages. He wrote 7,000 letters to his disciples, 7,000 letters, which was published in 5 volumes of books. Only Srimad Bhagavatam lectures he gave are compiled in 11 volumes of books. His Bhagavad Gita lectures are compiled in 7 volumes of books. His conversations have been compiled in 42 volumes of books. He produced innumerable recordings. He established 108 temples, published 147 books. Reading one book monthly would take 13 years. If one started to read one book monthly now in 2016, he would not finish till 2035. He traveled around the world 14 times, just to preach. Besides this, he changed lives of at least 10,000 of his disciples, his initiating disciples. And those disciples have made thousands of disciples. I know at least His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj had already made 50,000 disciples. And I'm pretty sure His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami also must have almost equal number of disciples. And all of this Srila Prabhupada did only in 11 years. Only in 11 years. And that too in the age between 70 and 80. And an age when people think of retirement, live in Holy Dham, and chant their rounds and wait for the end to come. But Prabhupada went out and preached in that very age. His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki. And today, Chahatu Prati, he sent a memoir of Bhakti Bhrunga Govinda Maharaj. It was a nice memoir. At 5:30 I read it, and I was I was actually very happy to read it. So let me read what Bhakti Trunga Govinda Maharaj is saying. So he's saying, it is not that you could hear anything, but I was really close to Prabhupada's face and I was looking at him and I just noticed that his lips moved. And when his lips moved, it appeared as though Prabhupada was pronouncing Hare Krishna. And at that moment, his jaw, that means Prabhupada recited Hare Krishna, and then his jaws dropped. That means he left. And at that very second, when he said Hare Krishna and his lips opened, Ocha, it dropped. Again he spoke Hare Krishna. I saw the color of Prabhupada's body change. And when I saw that happen, I thought, now my spiritual master has left his body. And that was exactly 7:30 p.m. in 1977, October 19. Is that 19? October 19? What is the date?
14th November, sir. 14th November 1977.
November 14. Achha. So 14th November, that means there was a Purushottam month in that year. So Prabhupada left in the Kartik month and after Govardhan Puja. And so this the today's date, that is 18th of November, and Govardhan Puja was 16th of November. So 2 days after Govardhan Puja, Prabhupada left for a spiritual move. And everyone else in the room, they knew that that was the moment also. They started weeping like they had lost their life because Prabhupada was our life. Imagine this Western disciples of Prabhupada. They were completely alien to Krishna consciousness. They didn't know what is our culture. They were far away. And they depended on Srila Prabhupada. And you can imagine what must have happened for them. Almost like the world collapsed. I was watching Pishima. Pishima is Prabhupada's sister. She was weeping. She just bowed down to Prabhupada's feet and she started taking the dust from Prabhupada's feet and she started smearing the dust on her head, smearing the dust on her eyes. Then I decided that I should do as Pishima had done. So then I went, I took the dust from Prabhupada's lotus feet and I rubbed it on my head and my eyes. And then there was a request that the devotees would step outside so that they could prepare Prabhupada. The majority of the devotees left. I stayed behind. And Upendra, very masterfully, he took control of the situation and he brought fresh cloths. He very, very quickly dressed Srila Prabhupada. I remember he took a cloth, he tied it around Prabhupada's head so that Prabhupada's mouth would remain closed. He tied it around Prabhupada's head so that Prabhupada's mouth would remain closed. Then put Prabhupada on his palanquin. Then we were waiting for the Gaudiya Math devotees to come over and give some instruction to what to do. They have no idea what to do. They came, they offered a garland to Prabhupada, Tamal Krishna Maharaj and Bhavananda Maharaj. They consulted with the Gaudiya Math devotees and then it was decided to take Prabhupada for a last darshan of the deities and then make parikrama of the temple and then placed Prabhupada on his Vyasasana for the Guru Puja. So I remember when they carried Prabhupada into the temple room of one of our god brothers, his name is Puridasa. He was a pujari for Gaurnitai. And either it was at the beginning of the Arati or at the end of the Arati, I'm not really sure. The last Arati, it was a Swain Arati. Puri was on the altar with conch shell in his hand. I remember Puri turned and he saw Prabhupada on the palanquin, and Puri fainted right on the spot in front of Gaurnitai. Who would not love Srila Prabhupada? They put the palanquin right up on the Prabhupada's Vyasasana. The palanquin just fit up there quite perfectly. Bhavananda, who had been caring for Prabhupada through Prabhupada's final pastime and had been with him and had been giving such a strong face and such a strong appearance. I remember when they put Prabhupada on the Vyasasana, Bhavananda went behind the Vyasasana and just collapsed and he started sobbing like a child. So it is not only Bhavananda, all those wonderful disciples who sought Prabhupada, for them, it is like life without life. And Gaudiya Math devotees, they were leading kirtan when they sang Jayanilo Premodhana Karuna Pracho. I remember, I personally collapsed. Actually, these Bengalis, when they sing all our Gaudiya Vaishnava bhajans, they take you to another world. And obviously, Bhakti Vringa Govind Maharaj is recollecting how this song made him to collapse as well. And the devotees practically, they could not sing because everyone is crying so much. There was a succession of bhajan and kirtan, and everyone offered garlands and flower petals to Prabhupada. I remember people from the city, they were coming, they were offering. And then through the course of the night, the kirtan went on. And because I knew that I had to cook the next day, I sort of tuned out about midnight. I went and took rest for a couple of hours. I was told that in the middle of the night, they did not know who to ask to lead bhajan. And I was told that turn to this little man that had been there the whole time. And that is Prabhupada's very dear god brother, Akinchan Das Babaji Maharaj. And Akinchan Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj, he was asked, Prabhu, can you please sing? And he picked up the mridanga and he started singing. And because he was singing, his singing was so pure, it was so full of love for his friend Prabhupada and for Radha and Krishna, everyone collapsed again. Then he went for the Mangalarati. Then we went for the Mangalarati. And in Mangalarati at Krishna Balram Mandir, that morning was led by Ananda Prabhu, Prabhupada's god brother. Then after the Mangalarati, they took Prabhupada for his last parikrama. So this is just the collection of Bhakti Vringa Govinda Maharaj. There are so many things. You know how Prabhupada left this world. But for me, Prabhupada has not left. For me, for in my 27 years of my sojourn within ISKCON, I feel Prabhupada every time. When I read his books, I speak to others, I always first feel the presence of Prabhupada. I take his blessings, then I speak. When I do Govardhan Parikrama, one of the my good contemplation is always that so many times Prabhupada must have done parikrama to Giriraj. So Prabhupada, and Prabhupada also doing Giriraj parikrama now also. So the point is, Prabhupada is an eternal person. Just like Krishna is always there, so also Prabhupada. So Krishna's lotus feet is true, so also Prabhupada is true. So that way, we should always remain very dedicated to our founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, who has delivered the entire world. Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Pramanande Hari Hari. I think we should stop here. This is already 38, and today we had a big feast we did here because during Govardhan Puja we were in Vrindavan, and so we have Giriraj here, and we didn't offer him a nice feast. Today we offered that feast both to Giriraj as well as Prabhupada, and so it's a long day, and so thank you all very much for joining this program. I wish all of you will be blessed by Srila Prabhupada. A drop of his mercy can transform any one of us completely. Thank you. Vancha kalpatarvesya kripa sindhave vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti vaishnava vrinda ki jai. Samaveta bhakta vrinda ki jai. Samaveta bhakta vrinda ki jai. Samaveta bhakta vrinda. Sri Sri Lakshmi Narsingh Deva Bhagwan ki jai. Srila Giriraj Krishna ki jai. Sri Sri Radha Raman ji ki jai. Sri Sri Yashoda Krishna Radha Damodar ki jai. Gaur Pramanande Hari Hari. I think we should stop. Is there any question? I think. According to Tithi, 14th November is a Christian date. Indians, we mark that which lunar month, what date. Lunar month means Kartik, Ashadha, Bhadra, Shravana. So we look at that way. And we see Pratipad, Ditya, Tritiya, Chaturthi, Panchami, Sashti, like that. Okay. So Prabhupada left in Kartik month. And this is Kartik. So this year the Kartik is in November. Normally Kartik would be in October. Most of the time Kartik will be in October. So it doesn't matter. This time it came 18th November. Many times it would come. Sometime 19th November, October, I remember 1 year came. So this is the lunar calendar. We go by lunar calendar. Next.
How can we develop a strong relationship with one spiritual master?
By following the spiritual master, one can develop this strong relationship. By most important, we must follow Prabhupada's instructions. Whatever Prabhupada told us, we must follow that. Next. Okay, there is a good announcement. Is our Mayank Madhusudan Mukund is there? Is not there. So today our Learn Gita, Live Gita, the Bhagavad Gita in Hindi has been launched. So Bhagavad Gita in Hindi has been launched. So let us say correspondence course Hindi Bhagavad Gita ki. Correspondence course Hindi Bhagavad Gita ki. Correspondence course Hindi Bhagavad Gita ki. So the team led by Madhusudan Mukund, Sarvatma Syam, Tarun, this team ki. So I would request everyone to pass this message. So those who want to do this course in Hindi, they should do it. They should register for it and get this great knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. Then Savari Muni was a Dhyani Yogi. He was a Dhyani Yogi.
Last one question was the rain, which is like under the mode of basic passion. Like rain is formed. Like this process actually is driven by mode of passion.
Yeah. Because anything that is created is passion. Anything. So the rain is a process of creation. Anything is a process of creation is passion. Anything is a process of sustenance is goodness. Anything that is destruction is ignorance, because that is the nature. Okay? Okay. Then you have to translate. Chiranjit, you have to translate all our Hindi, English lessons in Bengali. If you can do that, we will start. Sure, we can do it. Okay. In fact, Gopal Krishna Maharaj said that this correspondence course not only be translated all regional language. Hey, why you people have not done that? What Anu is doing? But this is shocking. You people should have translated by now the Bengali. What is happening? You cannot say Anu is Hindi speaking and I am half Bengali, and you cannot speak like that. Huh? Every day, if you translate little bit, some commitment. Huh? Is there? But is he good in Bengali? I don't know. He's a Hindi fellow. If he can do it, it's good. But anyhow, I think Suvendu should take that responsibility and involve Anmol and others, and Chiranjit also. And can you take that responsibility? And Gopal Krishna Maharaj wanted that this should go international, other languages also. Okay? All right. So thank you very much, everyone, for being today with us on this very auspicious occasion of Srila Prabhupada's Transcendental Tirobhav Tithi. Srila Prabhupada Tirobhav Tithi ki Jai. Gaur Praman.